Hey everyone, I had an idea for a water solution, another water solution for the back of the Troopy here. Whenever we're on the road and we need to stop and pull over and fill up our water bottles real quick, it's kind of a pain to have to go dig for our water jug to be able to fill that up. So what I came up with is utilizing one of these Rotopacks water cans, 2 gallons. So not a giant tank, but big enough for just a quick roadside stop, right? And it needs to be really accessible and quick to be able to access it from the back of the Troopy really quick. So I'll show you where I'm gonna put it, and then I'll show you what I need to do because I actually need to modify this to be able to make it work. This is my idea here. There's enough room to fit it, sorry. So there's enough room to be able to fit it between the wall and the fridge of the vehicle here. So that's actually a perfect spot to keep that water jug there. And I want to put a spigot on the end of it to be able to open and close a water tap really easy. Unfortunately, if you can see where this all fits here, there's not enough room to actually have a spigot. So what I'm going to do is drill into this and thread in an attachment that'll let me put a hose on here to extend the spigot out to around here. What I need to do is to drill and tap in a water fitting and then attach this hose here that I've got kind of on the end of it like this. So what I really like about this is the fill point here will be facing up, and that way we'll be able to access it from the window. So when this is mounted in here like this, I'll be able to unscrew that and hopefully stick a hose or whatever I need in there to be able to fill the jug up. So that's why I'm not going to use this to pour the water out into our jug, right? I would like to just have like an on-off spigot that I can use. So that's kind of the general idea, kind of a good spot for it, right? So I'll show you what I'm going to do, how we're going to modify it, and how we're going to get everything to work. So here's my fitting that's going to go into the water jug. So I need to drill a hole. I need to fit this in there, right? It's threaded, it's got threads on it. And then I've also separately bought this O-ring here that I'm going to fit over this to hopefully create a nice seal. If it doesn't seal, I'll have to rethink my solution. But if you can kind of see there how that O-ring sits like that on that fitting. So hopefully I'm thinking that when I thread this in, this O-ring will seal up nicely against the plastic. We'll see, it'll be an experiment. And then on this side, we're gonna fit our hose over top of this fitting. The hose is gonna slide over here. We're gonna put a clamp around the hose onto the fitting. All right, so when I'm drilling, I don't want the drill bit to skate around. So what I'm gonna do is just kind of punch in a little pilot hole here. If I can get this to stay. So I'm just tapping in a little pilot hole so that when we use our drill bit, the drill bit's... This drill bit's diameter needed to be just a hair smaller than this so that these threads still have some plastic to grip onto when I push it in there. And so far, I seem to have gotten the right parts. These Craftsman drills just never die. This was my dad's. He gave it to me a couple years ago, and he bought this thing back in the 70s or 80s, 90s maybe. So this drill is at least 20 years old and still goes. So this is my handy drill that I use. All right, so we got our fixture in here. It was a bit tough to get it threaded in there. We ended up having to heat up the threads and then really twist them in there, but it seems to be sitting in there nicely. Got our O-ring flush there, so it looks like it's gonna seal. So we're gonna put our hose on the end of it and see if it holds water. Alright everyone, so this is our final product of the water tank that we've kind of set up the past couple days. I put it on some blocks here just to elevate it to fit nicely in there. I added some of this interesting kind of like foam tape to either side because it's going to be sitting in between the fridge and the wall of the Troopy, and there's a potential for a rattle there. So on both sides of the water jug I have this kind of foam tape just to insulate against rattling. And then we got our hose all set up here. Show you how that works in just a minute. And we got our fittings all snugged up. So everything's ready to go. I'm gonna drop it in here and we'll see how it works. Got our hose. Tank is all snugged up back there. Hey, got some running water, look at that. So this tank is mainly for just quick on the fly water, you know, jug fill up, quick hand wash, quick spray down of something. It's not, you know, meant to be used for gallons and gallons of water for something. It's just for a quick roadside stop. The reason I wanted to have a quick on-the-fly tank like this was because of the need for it. Frankly, we have several water jugs, but usually when we're on a trip, they're like buried under something, or they're far in the back, and you have to go sorting through a bunch of stuff, and it's a bit of a pain to get to your water sometimes. So just having a quick jug, just to do, like I said, like a bottle fill up like that, or wash your feet, wash your hands, sort of thing. Not bad, not bad. Not sure where I'm gonna stuff this hose yet. It's kind of just hanging out like that, but I like. So I'll have to maybe under here like this, something like that maybe. So that concludes the assembly and install of our spare water jug here. I think it'll be a great addition to the Troopy camp system. We got a big road trip coming up to Arizona, and I just realized that this wheel bearing is not good. So I have to replace it before we get on the road here in a couple of days. Let's get into it. Comes the axle. Right on. And that's the job done.